welcome back to this special half hour on the ongoing Bonjour India festival. And to talk more on that, we have with us the French ambassador to India, Mr. Jérôme Bonnefond. Mr. Bonnefond, thank you so much for talking to us on this show. Now, to begin with, we're talking about a festival which is a huge collaboration. I mean, it's working on various levels. How did the idea come about?
We realized that France did not have a major cultural event in India since approximately 20 years. And since our president and the Prime Minister of India were of the view that we have to build a strategic partnership and to increase as much as possible the links between France and India at peoples-to-peoples level, then we had to bring to the awareness of Indians the fact that France has been undergoing a deep transformation during the last few decades, both in terms of its population, in terms of its adaptation to modern technologies, in terms of adaptation to globalization. We want more Indian students in France. But to attract them, we have to make them aware of the fact that in France, they will have excellent scientific, technological, cultural, legal, etc., academic facilities. And to make an impact on this public, you have to have an organized cultural season.
All right. And since you were also telling us earlier that the focus has not just been art, culture and music, but also bringing in other areas of technology, science and sustainable development. How do you think that's going to work towards further collaboration between the two countries in those areas?
Well, we are preparing for beginning of January the first meeting between local governments of France and of India. And during 2 days, 50 French local responsible and their Indian counterparts are going to discuss how to manage a city tomorrow. Urban planning, water distribution, electricity distribution, fight against pollution, access to health services, access to education. India, with its panchayat, with its local governments, with its federalism, and France, with its tradition of local government, have a lot to say together and a lot to share in this field.
Thank you so much. And as we were saying, that this festival is not just along the lines of art and culture, it also addresses issues that are related to science, technology, and more importantly, sustainable development. Now, here's a meeting between French architects and Indian architects to talk about the significance of sustainable development.
Green buildings are not only good for environment, but also make good business sense. While India is surely catching up with the green way of building offices, malls, factories, homes and apartments, there is still some green innovations and technology that the country's architecture could do with. Enter this special exhibition on sustainable architecture at Bonjour India, where the world of innovations, morphology and spatial concepts are on display.
This has tremendous relevance for India at this point in time. You know the kind of urbanization boom which is happening. Simultaneously, there is also an exponential growth in rural housing and infrastructure. And therefore, it is time when people paid attention not just to the aesthetics of architecture, but also to the sustainability aspect.
This exhibition on sustainable architecture has more than 30 models designed by leading French architects. But beyond these visual references, the real motive of the exhibition remains to provide opportunities for architects of both countries to interact, ideate and innovate for green buildings on a one-on-one level. And that's just one good part of Bonjour India amongst hundreds of others. This one with a heart full of green as a note to Indo-French friendship.
It's time for a short break now, but what's in store for you is a whole lot of art and culture from France, also French cinema. And these are the top 5 things that you can look forward to in your city. back to the special half hour on the Bonjour India Festival. Now what if I tell you that performance art is a piece of cake? All you need to do is shake a leg and voila, you've got a whole new genre in dance. Well, at least that's what company Kafig make you feel when they're on stage. It seems like a playground. But when you enter their world, you realize that yes, it does take the task of a master to combine hip-hop with circus arts.
If you thought French dance is all about ballet, jazz or capoeira, then it's time for a reality check. Company Kafig, a French dance troupe during this 3-month-long Festival of France, is attempting to renew the language of hip-hop with circus artists, dancers, acrobats and even comedians in the group. Called a wasteland, this performance pays an artistic tribute to the French cultural diversity.
I think they have no bones in their bodies. They're full of muscles. What energy. My goodness, it's beautiful.
Just now, for the future, I imagine some collaboration, you know, for example, with traditional dance to India, I don't know, Bharatanatyam, or, you know, if I can to find some connection with this dance, for me, I love it.
Looks like much appreciation and influence from the Indian audience has already set the director on a new journey. With an Indian touch, he may now have to call it Cosmoland.
In India, we have the Bollywood to flaunt, especially the golden era of the 40s and 50s, which gave us great filmmakers like Guru Dutt, Raj Kapoor. And in France, it's the new wave cinema. In fact, its influence is felt even today. In fact, many filmmakers regard it as the best thing to have happened to world cinema. We spoke to director Onir, who's made films like My Brother Nikhil and Bas Ek Pal.
C'était un film d'aventure.
Recently, actually, when the French Film Festival was happening out here, they had the renovated print of Pierre Le Fou. And I was so happy that, you know, to be able to see Pierre Le Fou in a theatre. And I just find it incredible with the tongue-in-cheek way how they keep talking to the audience, and you know, it's still kind of new to the audience in India. I think that my fascination from French New Wave is more than any other, you know, films. I love watching Godard, Buñuel, and also the whole, you know, at that period, the way